on Salvage Hunters.
Loads of tea, loads of cakes, loads of antiques.
In a former church in the far west of Wales, Drew discovers a giant stash of local treasures and reveals a hidden alter ego.
Benny Hill. There you go.
You've got to pull your glasses down and...
He can't resist some old favourites that are packed to the rafters barn in the Scottish borders.
Buying opaline lights is like having a bacon sandwich.
You can't walk past them.
It's always nice.
And after time away from the temptations of the auction room, a giant Sussex furniture sale has him bidding hard.
Are we all done?
Oh.
Fair warning online.
Knock it down, knock it down.
To 175.
Excellent. We've just made our money. Just overloaded the van.
Drew Pritchard is one of Britain's leading decorative salvage dealers.
Whoa, this is great. What a wonderful house.
He's on a hunt for weird and wonderful objects.
I'm like that. Oh, it's a stonker and it's really beautiful.
It's a brilliant piece of engineering.
In his search for treasure,
Wow, it's hot in here.
Oh, now you're talking.
he bargains hard.
200 quid. I've got to ask.
And there's nothing he won't buy.
Sold.
With help from Rebecca
The money's in that one.
Absolutely.
Well, I never.
and a team of renovators,
I can see some gold.
he transforms thousands of items from junk to gems. Drew has built a successful antiques business on the ability to make a lightning-fast decision to buy. But each decision depends on meticulous calculation, factoring in everything from transportation to restoration costs
I love that. It's looking great now.
in just a matter of seconds.
So when I'm looking at an item, very, very quickly, the same as every other dealer in the world, I have to weigh up, A, can I turn a profit on it? B, how much money is going to have to be spent afterwards? I have to factor in shipping, photography, restoration. I've got staff to pay for. I've got finances on vehicles, vans, forklift trucks, pallets. Pallets aren't free, you've got to pay for those. Shipping blankets, bubble wrap, sellotape. It goes on and on and on. And then right at the end, I get paid.
And keeping all important margins in mind can take an iron will, especially when faced with a seller who knows your weaknesses. Today, the boys are heading 80 miles south to Aberystwyth to visit a dealer who has known Drew for 2 decades.
We're off to see Alistair, West Wales Antiques. Alistair has been somebody I've been dealing with for about 20 years now. Do you know how we used to communicate at first?
Go on then.
By letter with photographs in the letters. And he used to send me photographs, right, of things he'd found and then put them in his mum's front garden. And I'd come down in my old van and pick them up. But things have changed. He's moved on a lot.
A popular seaside resort in the Victorian era, attracting holidaymakers from across Wales and beyond, Aberystwyth was also prosperous in the 17th century, when the Royal Mint produced coins at Aberystwyth Castle, using locally mined silver. Today, housed in a former 19th century church a few miles outside town, is another collection of treasure, thanks to the hobby turned profession of former postie Alistair Driver.
I'm an online business, so it's all on social media and the website. I work out of this fabulous church hall, which really suits my stuff. It's great for my photography. I've also got a spillover shed at home, which is appointment only. My personal taste is Welsh antiques. I love Welsh furniture, Welsh items, and I just like local things. I've known Drew since he had hair, you know, it's been that long ago. He buys off me regular, and we always have a bit of banter, a bit of a laugh, and I'm really looking forward to it, and I'm sure there'll be a few bits here for him today. All right, boys.
Hi, how are you?
All right, T. All right, Drew.
Hello, mate. How you doing?
Welcome to Capelbanga.
Thank you very much.
Come on inside.
Keen to have a look?
Yeah, always welcome.
New location?
New location. Come on in.
Whoa, this is great.
We've got a nice mix in here for you today.
Mate. I've known Alistair for 20 years. We've been dealing with each other. But I've never been to his new building he's using, which is this stunning little church hall. Alistair deals in a lot of antiques that come locally to him. These are the guys you want to know. They're turning out houses every day. They're getting offered stuff. You know, the minute they wake up in the morning till the time they go to bed at night, there's stuff coming over their phone. Oh, my mate's dad's clearing a house. My friend's just bought a house as a farm, this, that, and the other. You want fresh stock. You want things nobody's seen. And that's what Alistair's good at.
Just had a house call yesterday.
Have you?
So there's some stuff here that's literally just
Jeez,
come in.
I've been buying these off you for...
Yeah. I
since God was
scattered a
lad.
few of them about because I thought you might...
I do love these things.
You're a sucker for your blankets, aren't you?
I do.
Yeah.
I really like one. That's an unusual colour. That's nice.
Yep, campaign. I think, yeah, washstand they call them, don't they?
Yeah.
But normally what kills them is the top tier's got a hole in, but that one
Yeah, it's
hasn't.
not had it.
No.
You've got some good stuff, mate.
Thank you very
good
much.
stuff. Coming into the church hall with Alistair and tea, and it's not just one thing. I'm seeing dozens of things that I like the look of. But one thing is this wonderful three-tiered campaign trolley that we have here. But my word, is it a good one? And Alistair points out the big thing on this, why it's so good, is there's not a hole in the middle for a bowl, because that's what they usually had, a bowl in the middle to shave with and wash from. It doesn't have it, so it's much more usable, way more usable.
This teak and brass three-tiered trolley was originally a shelf unit. Its practicality and portability are hallmarks of 19th century campaign furniture. Designed to offer home comforts to British Army officers during military campaigns across the Empire. Likely to have been produced by the London-based Army and Navy Store, originally a cooperative society for military officers and their families. It could be worth around £700.
So this is campaign type furniture.
It's exactly what you need when you're getting shot at, isn't it? Bring the cake trolley.
Put it together.
All right, so what are you looking at for this then?
Right, the death on that has got to be 280.
Sold.
Thank you.
Yes, lovely,
Yeah,
thank you.
It's worth that, isn't it?
It
All
is.
day long, and there's plenty. I know you got restoration to do, but there's miles
Stuff.
left in
Yeah,
that.
no,
definitely.
it's fine. It's fine. Perfect. Lovely. It's £280. Even if I spend that much again doing it, I'm still going to double my money after that. And that's fine. Alistair leaves his things mainly alone. And that's how you want to buy them. And he's reflected that in the price because he hasn't spent any money on it. He's not done any restoration work. Fine. You know, we can do that in-house, and I'm getting something really honest that I can put my spin on. So we will do the work, and then we will sell it on again. And look at that big mirror. That's got all the cabbage on it.
I bought that from a house in Pembrokeshire.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are you asking for that?
That is expensive. That's...
No, it's not. It's
1,100.
Right, okay. Up on the stage is an overmantel mirror, and it's got what we nickname in the trade cabbage leaves, basically, sprouted all over it. And it's very basically done, almost childlike. Behind it, there's some faux bamboo. Really like that. That's great. Then the colour and the gilding that's worn through is absolutely bang on.
The timber frame of this overmantel mirror dates from around 1880 and would have been layered with a plaster-like paint known as gesso, which was then extravagantly carved and gold leaf applied. The incorporation of bamboo comes from the influence of China on the English design imagination, which began a century earlier. It could be worth around £2,300.
Do with a little bit of a clean to the plate,
Yeah.
couldn't it? Yeah.
Right,
Okay.
okay. £1,000 for the mirror.
On the west coast of Wales, Drew and T are catching up with a dealer friend who's been growing an extraordinary collection.
You've got some good stuff, mate.
Thank you very
Good
much.
stuff.
Drew's tempted by an ornate Victorian mirror, but he needs to get a price that will preserve his margin.
£1,000 for the mirror.
£1,000 for a mirror. Go on then. Yeah, let's do it.
I hardly ever haggle with Alistair. His prices are always good. I think I knocked £100 off the big overmantel mirror because it's a little bit naive in its look, but maybe that's its charm. But it's so authentic. You know, it's never had anything done to it, and I can't tell you how important that is. And does that suddenly, that feeling go all the way around this room? Pretty much everything in this room has not been messed with, no messing around, good price, honest pieces, sold fairly. So, nice Welsh blankets. I like the middle one there. I like the one
That's
underneath.
nice. That apparently is a very rare one. I'm not just saying that, but it is.
Can we get that rare blanket out and have a look? Just want to open it up and have a look, see if there's any damage. Damage is the key with these things.
It was good, unless the mice have been at it last night. It should be really good. He's found a little hole. No, that's not a hole. That's just.
That's a hole next to another hole. Moth infestation, Alistair. What are you asking for that?
240.
And the one that one yellower down there.
That is massive, huge. 250.
Okay.
Today, there are only a handful of mills in Wales still producing the iconic double-sided tapestry blanket. Drawing on a centuries-long history of home-based spinning and weaving skills. Historically, every designer would create their own combinations of colour and pattern. And with an increase in popularity of traditional products, these examples could be worth around £700.
Can we have a look at this as well?
Yep. But it is huge, isn't it?
It's about a third bigger than normal, isn't it?
Yeah. And the other.
Bit tatty.
See?
How much was it?
This one is 250 would be the best on that. The other one was 240, this is 250. You're getting a lot for that extra £10 here, aren't you?
I'm not getting the two holes of the other one. Yeah, please, I'll take
Yeah?
it. Yeah,
Cool.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Surprise, surprise, another Welsh blanket. It's a big, double-sided Welsh pure wool tapestry blanket. Really nice colour, really oomphy. The condition's dead right. It's got the little maker's embroidered label to the corner on it as well. Yeah, bang, we are making money all day long, as is Alistair. That's how this should be. Can we go and have a look at your house?
Of course you can.
Yeah? It's only down the road, isn't it?
No worries at all. Yeah, it's only down the road.
A fantastic morning buying with Alistair, but now he's saying, well, come back to my house. It's only round the corner. That's where I'm used to going. He's got a building in his garden there that he uses for storing some pieces. Let's go there and have a look.
Come on through, guys. So this is my cabin in the garden.
Hey,
Yeah, so it's sort of
this
a little
looks great. I haven't
storage.
been here for a while. Mate, this looks... You've really been grafting. This looks really good.
It does change all the time in here.
Man.
Yeah.
Benny Hill.
I bought that sign, right, with you in mind.
Did you really?
I did.
Benny Hill.
You've got to put your hat on. You've got to put it the
hat
wrong
on.
way round.
There you go.
And you've got to pull your glasses down and run around the garden chasing somebody. And I'll sell it you cheap.
Wow.
Just brings a smile to your face, doesn't it?
Is that what I think it is?
It
Is
is
that
what
a
you think.
new old stock Welsh
New
blanket?
old stock. There's a bone on
Is
top
that
of it.
fiberglass? Yeah.
It's an educational.
Don't want to see
bone.
the dog that left that there.
But yeah, the blanket's new old stock. It is.
How much is that?
280, Drew. It's got to be 280. It's original label.
Never seen one like that.
No, I know. That came from south of the county.
First thing we spot is new old stock NOS Welsh blanket from the Deru mill. In the bag with the original paper label, clearly never been used, absolutely mint. 1960s looking at it.
After the Industrial Revolution, Wales's wool industry, which had thrived due to its role in clothing enslaved people in North America and the West Indies, was not as quick to mechanise as the north of England, leading to mill closures which continued into the 20th century. Still in its original packaging, this pristine quality blanket comes from a now closed mid-Wales mill and could be worth around £400.
280.
Yeah.
I don't want to take it out of the bag and damage it again, Ali.
No, I have taken it out of the bag just to give it the once over, and it is good. The colours are good. No holes, no rips, no tears, no stains.
280.
280, yeah.
Yeah, I've got to have that one.
Got to have that, yeah. You're not going to find another one in the bag with a label here.
I've never seen it before.
No. Look at the smile on his face, Steve.
He asks a very reasonable £280. Now, we used to buy these for 50 quid and sell them for about 120, £280. Now, they have gone up hugely. They're easily tradable. There's thousands of them around. They're just a joy to have in your house. OK, mate. Right, yeah, we're done.
Brilliant.
If we can start loading the van up now. And we'll have a cup of tea.
Excellent, yeah, put the kettle on.
Let's do it.
Thank you very much.
Today's been really good. I bought more than I thought I would. It's always good to see Alistair. It's always good to come down into mid Wales. It is achingly beautiful. And we did our job well today, both of us. Alistair had things that I could buy at the right money and make money from. I could advance them with some work and some time. So he's making his money and he's allowing me to make mine. Good business.
Oh, I've had an absolutely cracking day today. I think over the years we've built up this thing between us. I sort of give him a price and he respects that, and I always give him room for movement.
That was good.
Thank you very much.
No,
for coming.
thank you, mate.
Thank you.
All sorted. Marvellous.
Nice
That
and
mirror's
tasty.
all right.
See you again. Brilliant.
Alistair, good to see you, mate.
Yeah.
Take care.
Cheers.
Ta-ra.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Ta-ra. Right then, that was good.
It's always good going to see Alistair, though.
All the prices are right. That's like 20 years worth of business with him. And also, I mean, that church hall he's got,
Oh, yeah, cracking.
it couldn't have looked any better, could it, really?
No.
Superb.
Having managed to buy well at Alistair's treasure trove, today Drew will need to dust off an old skill. Bidding against other buyers whilst also calculating his profit margins in the heat of a live auction. The boys are heading 290 miles south to Sussex, where Drew's been tempted by a giant sale.
Right, so, Bellman's Auctioneers today, T. Antiques and art sale. Carpets, rugs, pictures, architectural, antiques, garden, furniture.
Cakes and tea.
Loads of tea, loads of cakes, loads of antiques. There's nothing like seeing it in the flesh, and that comes with experience of buying some stinkers over the phone.
What's your biggest auction mistake?
There's the pair of brass stalks I bought, which I thought were 6 foot tall, and they were 6 inches tall. There's, you know, it just goes on and on. You do make mistakes, but you have to make mistakes to learn the job. Go to the auction, be sure.
The quiet Sussex village of Billingshurst sits on what's now a section of the A29, but was originally built by the Romans. The Romans also gave us the word auction, from the Latin augere, meaning to increase, referring to the practice of increasing the price if there are several potential buyers. For nearly 25 years, the area has been home to Bellman's, one of the largest regional auction houses in the south of England. And the auctioneer in charge today is born and bred local Will Passfield.
I've been at Bellman's for 23 years now. I started here when I was 17 on £25 a week YTS at the very bottom, worked my way up the ladder, so to speak. Bellman's has a backbone of 10 interior sales a year. That comprises of works of art, textiles and furniture. Whoever you are, we will have something in here you will like to own. Funnily enough, there's a few lots that I think Drew will like. As I walked around knowing that Drew was coming, I thought, oh, he might like that, he might like that. I'll be interested to see if I pick out what he likes.
Hello there. Hi, just wondering if I could pick up a paddle? Marvellous, thank you very much. Today we are in Bellman's Auction House in Sussex, and it's not a regular haunt for me, but I've been here before and bought well. There's a few things down there, really. I just need something extraordinary. Auctions are the heartbeat of the antiques world. Always have been, always will be, whether online or in the room. You need to buy from auctions. You need to learn how to buy from auctions. You can still make a mistake, it can still be rotten on a corner, or it can be a cupboard with no keys. There can be a million different things wrong, but it can also be a really good buy. And good-looking, fun. You don't have to be too strict today. Garden would be good.
Don't have to look too far.
Good-looking and fun. That's the last thing we are.
Having secured a bidding paddle, Drew's first job is to get as close as possible to any potential purchasers.
Benches with reproduction, really attractive. Go around and have a look, relax, grab a cup of tea, have a wander around. You always need a catalogue, need a pen. Look at that, it's the teeniest wardrobe in the world.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that, little compactum, it's teeny-weeny. If you see something you like, don't pay it too much attention, but just enough. Make sure there's nobody looking at you. And look what they do. Cake.
So, right, where's cake on here?
Cake. Just find cake.
Just like circle.
Buy cake.
Those big urns on stands there, reproduction, later reproduction, but really good looking. Those would be great. They're definitely the sort of thing we're after.
I'll get a number on.
Get a number off those.
Bit of damage there.
Drew has a strategy for auction buying, honed over decades of trial and error.
But what I always do the instant I see something is I will always look at it and think, I know exactly what I want to bid for it. I'm not interested in the figures in the catalogue. Doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean a damn thing. Lots and lots of rugs in here. Rugs are good news. You can always sell them. They go really well with furniture. How all of this stuff ends up in auction. This is how it works, right? Death, divorce, or debt. House clearance boys come in. They go through everything. Some will go to a dealer. Nearly all of it, usually, will end up in the auction house, and so the wheel turns. That is the ideal size. It's a bit small, but the colour's strong.
Colour's strong in this one.
The colour is strong. Handmade, or at least hand-finished.
Morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Bellman's. Lot 606, Derbyshire Blue John Tatzer, 859, 190.
As the auction gets underway, there are bidders online, in the room,
At 6.5.
and on the sofa.
Oh, good cup of tea as well.
And it's not long before Drew's auction discipline is put to the test.
So the auction kicks off. I've had a good look round. First thing I'm interested in is a club fender, brass one, modern, not old, very stylish and a big size. I only want to pay about £1,200 all in for that. So I want to get this one cheap, otherwise I'm out.
A lot of interest here, and
Oh, look at it flying up.
we are up to 650, 700, 750, 800, 900, 1,000, 1,100 I have.
Right, that's just under retail.
So I hear 12.
So that one's no good, that's retail. It whizzes past that, and we're out. That's the discipline that you must have. But when it hits that sort of level, I know a dealer probably isn't buying it. It's more than likely because it went so far over. What I think it's really worth is that somebody's buying it from their house because it just fits. And if they bought it for their house, they've done really well. Really well.
A few lots later, and there's another piece that's caught Drew's eye.
Lot 925 at William Morris style Sussex armchair, and we've got bids here up to £280. Who's got 300 now? Who's got 300 anywhere? Unusual arm supports on this.
It's a little William Morris Sussex type chair, a really nice looking thing. Front rail, somebody sat on it and the front rail's dropped off, made it look really messy. Good. That's going to help price-wise.
£300 is bid. Thank you. 3 bid. Looking for 320 now.
A seat woven with rushes and turned legs were features of a traditional country chair found in Sussex. The design was the inspiration for the arts and crafts icon William Morris to create his company's signature Sussex chair. Morris & Company, with their beauty and practicality design principles, were champions of joinery skills, and this elegant Victorian copy captures those qualities. Drew needs to factor in a margin for restoration costs, but it could be worth around £600.
320 anywhere. Your top bid then, it's £300. 20 anywhere else. Online, you coming in? If not, it's on the sofa, £300.
Come on.
Drew's at a Sussex furniture auction, trying to make sure he keeps his profit margins in mind in the face of extreme temptation.
Oh, look at it flying up.
900, 1,000, 1,100 I have.
That one's no good, that's retail.
He's bidding on a William Morris-style Sussex chair, but it needs restoration, and he can't allow himself to pay too much.
£300 is bid. 320 anywhere. If not, it's on the sofa, £300.
Come on.
We're down at 300. 300.
Nice one.
Excellent. That's really nice.
That's nice, isn't it? Yeah. Paid £300 for the chair, plus obviously our costs on top. So you're adding about another 25%, 26%, something like that on top. And then we've got the restoration work as well, which is minor, but it's still there. So there's a profit. Cake and tea. Good combo, isn't it? Winner.
We're working at the moment.
But it's not the time to get too comfortable. The next few lots include the rugs that Drew's had his eye on.
Lot 780 is a Mahal rug.
I really like buying rugs. There's nothing like a rug to change a room. I don't know anything about them. I know very little, but I do know what looks nice.
These Persian-influenced rugs are from varying periods of the 20th century. But even without precise provenance, the traditional patterning and coloration will appeal to customers in search of Drew's country house interior aesthetic. They could be worth around £250 each.
Take 110, it's £100 with the absentee bidder. Any advance? 110, 120, 130, 140, 150.
They start rolling through, and they're not fetching big bucks.
160, 170. Clears my bids. It's in the room now at £170. I'll take 180. Room has this one at 170. All done online. Fair warning, then I'm selling in the room at 170.
It's still under 200 quid, it's still fairly cheap. I will be able to make a profit on them at that sort of money. You only have to add 20 or 40 pounds and you're making, you know, your percentage profit, okay.
Carpet, Persian. I'm selling £80.
That's a
In
big
the room, 175, thank you.
Can't leave them at that price.
Who's got 100 for the envelope card?
We're on the next one. Are we? What are we on next?
Colebrookdale, after Colebrookdale.
Ah, the alloy bench. I'm hoping to get the alloy bench for about, here we go, these are going for big bucks. I'm hoping to get this bench for £300.
Right.
So midway through the furniture sale, there's a small nasturtium pattern Colebrookdale style bench in alloy. It's very good quality and it's one of the prettier ones. If I can get that for the right money, I'm making money.
In the early 18th century, the Shropshire village of Colebrookdale was where engineer Abraham Darby discovered a new technique to simplify the process of extracting iron from iron ore. A breakthrough which was a critical trigger for the Industrial Revolution. In the 19th century, the Colebrookdale factory produced domestic cast iron objects, including floral garden benches, whose design is still influential today. Made in the Colebrookdale style, this mid-20th century example could be worth around £700.
Bench, there it is, in our front reception. Pretty bench, £160 I have. Who's got 170, 170, 180, 190, 200, 220? Has it? 220 on my left-hand side.
Good
Who's got
auctioneer.
240 now? Coming in online, it's on my left at £220. 240 anywhere? If not, you're all out. Selling at 220. 220.
Boom. Bang on.
Very well done.
Absolutely on the nail. Happy days. I want it for 300 quid, which is for nothing. It's for nothing, but I just thought, well, that's what I paid for it. I don't want to pay any more for it. Boom, gets knocked down to 220. Ended up getting it for, plus the tax. Happy days.
Pair of carved stone acanthus moulded
There you go.
jardinières.
These are us. Let's see.
The last lot on Drew's wish list today are the elegantly aged stone urns he spotted when he came in.
In the room at 380.
Come on.
No, internet's quiet. It's in the
Come
room
on,
at
come on,
380.
come on,
then.
come on, come on.
Are we all done?
Come on.
Fair warning online and in the room, I'm selling for 380 to 175.
Excellent. We've just made our money. Just made our money.
Just overloaded the van.
Honestly, if I was going to sell them on, we're more than doubling our money. They're worth an easy £800, maybe a little bit more, properly marketed, you know, with or without the pedestal. So we've done really well there. I mean, really well. It's made the day.
Is that we paid for all the cake yet?
We've covered cake.
Even with the 22% auction fee and VAT to add to every purchase, Drew's all-important margins have been preserved.
Bellman's today. Brilliant sale. Fantastic. Bought way more than I thought I would. Did well. Did really well. I've just been given this. This is my invoice. What I've spent. That's why I've spent £3,096.80. Ka-ching. We are making money. Thank you very much. But I've done my job. I bought well. Didn't go daft. I didn't buy anything I shouldn't have done. I didn't overpay for anything at all. And everything's nearly ready to rock. There's profit in them hills.
It's been great having Drew and T here today. You know, nice guys, nice and relaxed, smiling when they're bidding as well, which does make a difference. You know, we're all here to make some money, but let's just try and enjoy ourselves as we go along as well. And I think he nicked a couple of bits quite reasonably off me today.
A successful day at the auctions.
Yes.
Happy days.
Do you know what I think you should purchase of the day?
What?
The carrot cake.
The carrot cake was very good, wasn't it?
Today, the potential of more profitable margins is taking Drew and T north, 200 miles on the road to Gretna Green in the Scottish borders. The road ridden for centuries by eloping couples in need of a rebellious wedding.
Right, so we are today, T, just outside, as you can see, Gretna Green.
Oh, you're not luring me there, are you?
I'm luring you there under false pretences for our nuptials, and on the way, we're going to go and see a guy called Stuart who runs a business called Desire It Antiques.
Where's it going?
Yeah.
It was in the mid-18th century that it became illegal in England for under-21s to marry against their parents' wishes. Young couples made dramatic gallops to the village over the Scottish border to the famed Blacksmith's Forge, where tens of thousands of forbidden marriages were conducted over 2 centuries. For the last 10 years, the area has also been home to an unlikely union of weird and wonderful objects, now gathered together in the barn of former theatre actor Stuart Bruce Gormley.
I've always loved putting 15th, 16th century with 20th century. So it's always been quite an eclectic mix. I've always personally loved quite folky furniture, quite raw, edged, gnarly wood. I used to do a lot of stage acting, musical theatre, so I got a love for vintage clothing whilst I was doing that, which really then led into what we see today, decorative antiques. It's a privilege to meet the two chaps. I've watched Drew for all the years that he's been on television. Eventually he's coming to find us today, so really looking forward to it.
How you doing?
Very
Stuart?
good. Yeah, Stuart.
How are you?
Good to meet you, Drew.
Yeah, right. Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you, T.
Right then, I just want to get stuck in. I want to go and have a look.
Get yourself in.
After you.
Yeah.
Have a rummage, thank you.
This is great, isn't it? So working from home.
Yeah, working from home. I've got a
Marvellous.
huge commute these days. So we've only been here 8 months.
Do clothes as well?
Yeah, I used to do a lot more clothing before I came here. I used to deal in antique vintage clothing, supply, theatre, TV.
So you've got all sorts here. That's like that monster from Sesame Street.
I mean, that's a proper 70s rug.
That is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Today we are just outside Gretna Green. Stuart has, like a lot of people in the last few years, closed down the retail operation and is working from home, mostly online. But he still has a sort of retail outlet at his house. What could be better? He's buying and selling anything that takes his fancy. He just thinks, I really like that, I'm going to buy it. Ah. These are something that...
Your old favourites.
My old favourites, yeah. I
mean, I had a run of those from a church in Inverness.
For as long as I've been selling things, I've been selling those. Because living in Wales, thousands of chapels, and every chapel has got a load of those in. This is industrial lighting. This is lighting for the masses. This is lighting that would have been used in schools, colleges, toilets, boardrooms, garages, whatever. Now we have this great reverence for them. I personally love them.
Opaline glass, or milk glass, was first invented in 16th century Venice by adding calcium phosphate, made from bones, to clear glass. In the centuries that followed, Europeans used it to mimic Chinese porcelain. The simplicity and lightness of opaline glass meant it was widely used for industrial shades in the modernist style. This pair of hexagonal examples, dating from the mid-20th century, could be worth around £600.
What are you asking for those?
So I want 160 each.
OK. They're a decent size.
Oh, they're a good size.
300 quid the pair.
In the Scottish borders, Drew's trying to do a deal on 2 opaline glass lights, originally from an Inverness church.
What do you say, 160 each?
160 each.
300 quid the pair.
Yep.
Sold. Thank you very much. These are good size. These are big ones. You know, big, nice big 18-inch size, which is the one to have. Buying opaline lights is like having a bacon sandwich.
Yeah, you can't walk past them, can you?
It's always nice. 160 each, end up 300 for the pair, £150 a pop. We are making money. We're making money at that all day long.
Kind of multi-layered, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is. You've got to walk around a couple of times. That's a nice, nice lamp as well. Alabaster. It's faultless.
Yeah, I do love these little alabaster plafonniere. This one, when I first saw it, I thought, oh, it's not period, but it is.
It is period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The next thing I come across is this wonderful little plafonniere ceiling light. Now, it's dished alabaster. It's got no decoration or carving or anything. There's no embellishments on it at all. That's a big plus for me.
Occurring naturally, calcite alabaster, with its flowing patterning, usually in shades of coffee and rose, has been used for sculpture since ancient Egypt. With the invention of electricity, the plafonniere style was relatively simple to illuminate, which helped it to gain popularity during the Edwardian and Art Deco periods. This one dates from the 1930s, and once restored and rewired, could be worth around £400.
What do you want for that one?
200. I'll do you 180.
Marvellous. We end up at £180 for it. We will make we'll clean it. We'll make a drop wire for it with a bulb holder, check it's all working correctly, and then sell it, and we'll double our money on that one.
These came out of a bank vault in Liverpool.
Do they know you got them?
I think I've done a couple of bank jobs, but all legal.
These things are great.
They're great.
When you get them, particularly the larger ones like that, when they were in their cases, when they're in their racking.
Very heavy-duty stuff. That's a particular interesting thing for me. That came out of one of the tea rooms, the Glasgow tea rooms.
Did it?
Believe it or not, they were just used for drying the plates. That's a very posh plate dryer.
Have you got any history? As in, sorry, provenance?
Well, in terms of provenance, I can't prove it.
So there's no provenance. I'll let you take that down,
yeah,
because I don't want to knock everything over. And I can't reach it either.
You can't reach it. Yeah. No, I love it.
That's really interesting.
I do love it.
Still looking around, and then I'm looking at a piece on the wall, and it's a plate rack. Stuart sold this, and it was said, you know, X, Y, Z, this is what it is. You know, that's somebody else's opinion. It's not my opinion on it. My opinion on it is completely different. But my opinion is it's very attractive. It's not a lot of money. I can add value by doing a little bit to tidy up the paintwork on there. If it was a piece of Glasgow school architecture, art, furniture, whatever, that was designed by Rennie Mackintosh, it would be a totally different animal.
With interiors decorated in iconic style by Scottish architect Charles Rennie Mackintosh, the famous and influential tea rooms in Glasgow were a late 19th century effort to encourage the drinking of tea rather than alcohol. Though it has no provable connection, this Victorian plate rack bears some details in the Egyptian style popular during that period. With some restoration, it could be worth around £330.
You've got 225 quid on it.
Yeah.
I think if it was Mackintosh, we could quite happily say £25,000.
Yeah.
Easily. What do you want to let that go for?
180.
Sold. We'll give it a whirl.
Thank you.
It's priced at 225. Bought it at 180. That's okay. There is, with a wipe and a clean and a sniff and a bit and a that and the other, it's worth £100 more. So that's what it will be. Okay, great stuff. I think we'll start loading up.
Lovely.
Today, good day. Couple of really good buys. You know, not going to deny it. We're going to make money. The little plafonniere ceiling light, we're going to add value to that. Bosh, we're making some money. The plate rack, we're going to do some work to that. We'll probably dry scrape it back a little bit, get it ready to, you know, ready to go. Boom, get it sold. And then the big prize of the day was the pair of opaline lights. And they'll sell for a very healthy profit because they're quality.
It's been a pleasure to meet the guys, both Drew and T. Yeah, we sold some stuff, which is always a plus. It's really worked well for me, and I hope it's worked well for Drew. There's profit in it for both of us.
To find out more about Drew's bargain haul of rugs from Bellman's, Rebecca's come to Liberty's in London's West End to meet an expert with 30 years of specialist knowledge in the trade, Bruce Lepere.
Bruce, hello.
Hey, Rebecca. How are you?
Very well.
How can I help you today?
Guess what? I need your help on rugs.
No problem. Let's go over there and let's have a look.
Drew loves buying rugs, but he openly admits that he's no expert on the subject. So I'd love to know, are there any little tips and tricks in valuing a rug?
Now, it's so specialised. All I know, Bruce, is that if you see a rug, you'd flip it over
Right.
and you look.
Right.
Why?
Yep.
What am I looking at?
So on the back of every rug, these little squares, if you think of them as pixels, the amount of pixels that you have per square inch defines the quality of your rug. But before you define that, you need to know what the rug is made from. So this is an antique rug, and this is wool on wool. So it's got a wool base with a wool pile. Once you then get into understanding what the rug is made from, that then will determine the type of design that you have. So if this was a silk on silk rug, you can have a lot more clarity, many more pixels per square inch, and therefore the design that you have would be much more curvilinear, much more floral in design. So again, if you think of them as pixels, the more pixels, the more design you have, the finer you have. Whereas on a tribal rug, because it's wool on wool by the very nature of weaving, you cannot produce a tight knot.
Because it's chunkier.
It's much, much chunkier. So therefore your design will be much more geometric.
Got you. Well, you travel the globe.
Yep.
Drew travelled 300 miles, right, to go to the auction house.
Yep.
So I'd be really interested to show you these images.
Fantastic. Shall we go and make ourselves more comfortable on a nice silk rug?
That'd be lovely.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Bruce believes the first two rugs Drew bought are fairly modern and from Iran.
And rug number 3.
Much more interesting. So this is a silk rug and comes from the city of Kashan, also in central Iran. Probably around 1920s. If it's in good condition and has no real wear or no real issues, you can get a good price for that.
So the money's in that one?
The money is in that one, absolutely.
Right. Well, I never. Well, Bruce, I have had a gem of a lesson.
Well, you're welcome back anytime, Rebecca.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So it's been a really good week. Some of the pieces are absolute winners and we're going to do really well on. We keep going, we keep moving. The buy is where your money's made. If you get it wrong there, you're onto a loser from there on in.